Hello. I'm going to talk a little bit about my water regimen. This is just like a regular water bottle, plastic, no BPA. Some people think that just because something doesn't have BPA in it, doesn't have the other bisphenol B, bisphenol C, bisphenol D, whatever, it just goes on and on. So this might have that, but whatever. It's very convenient. I use a glass bottle too. I use a Voss. I don't have it around here, but I use a Voss bottle, but it's not as convenient. This I can drop and stuff. Anyway, so what I do is I get regular water. There's something in this one. I get regular water that's been filtered. I go to Whole Foods and just get that from them, and I think it's reverse osmosis, so that's the RO water. Now, whenever you purify water in different ways, there's a process of destructuring that water, and that's an issue. So you want to vitalize the water, and one of the best ways is spinning it. I mean, if you literally spin this counterclockwise, which is I'm not doing right now, it should be this way, you're going to put some good structure into it. There's other technologies out there. I haven't messed around with those things as much as I'd like to, but when I do, I'll make a video of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically I'll do it like this. I'll put it on the ground. I don't really have a table here to do that. Actually, I do have a table. Hang on. It's not really a table, but it will do for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm putting in here. All four of these products that I put in here, I basically remineralize this water, are from Dr. Marshall. So the first element I put in here, I also put this into my fiber mix. I put more in my fiber mix. I want the clay to run through me. But it's called MediClay from Dr. Marshall. This is Premier Research Labs. It's calcium bentonite powder. Now the reason I put this in the water is when I put the other ingredients with this, it has a real nice grounding effect. I'm going to put probably about the size of like an apple seed. I don't know if you could see this, but it's very little bit. Very, very little. It's about the size of an apple seed. I don't want a lot in here. It tastes too, I don't know what it is, like clay-like when I put too much of it. I think I put maybe even too little in there. Play around with the dose. The next element that I put in here is called Polarmins. Now this is water from Antarctica that's been, same company, all of them are from the same company, that's been concentrated and the sodium removed. And when you look at the product, and you look at how much half a teaspoon, what kind of materials half a teaspoon contains, you got a lot of magnesium in here, 422 milligrams. You got some sodium in here, 90 milligrams. Potassium is 116. But then you also have sulfur and carbon. But you also have a lot of other things in there, like gold and silver and whatever, antimony and so forth. Like trace element. This is a great trace element. So what I do is I get this and I put it in some kind of like a little dropper bottle type situation, and I'll literally put 3 drops from here, just like 1, 2, 3, something like that. Sometimes 4. 1, 2, 3. This makes the water taste really kind of sweet, and when you put too much, it tastes too sweet. I don't like that. Next thing is I'll get some Premier Pink Salt. Okay, this is salt. These minerals are from this, or this salt is from the Mediterranean somewhere, I think by Greece, but I could be wrong, and Hawaii. And so sometimes the sourcing changes because of different conditions. Like for example, there's a lot of radiation hitting Hawaii, so I'm not sure where they're sourcing it at this point. But I literally will put a pinch. I mean, you can't even see it on here, but it's like a pinch. Again, size of maybe an apple seed or something, right? Okay. And then the fourth ingredient that I use is coral calcium. Now this coral calcium is a quarter teaspoon, gives you 300 milligrams of calcium and 150 milligrams of magnesium. And I'll literally put probably about a third of a teaspoon. Kind of see that? Some people might even say that's half. You can go more or less. And when I do that, let me see how good this tastes. What I notice is when I do this formulation, see, it turns white. People always ask me, like, what's in there? I go, it's just tap water to get a filter. But anyway, so I'll bet that's my flower of life I put on there too, which is kind of cool. It's like a little structuring thing. It's like Emoto style. Okay, structure of water, right? Okay, so let's see how good this is. Or it's maybe it sucks. Pretty good. It could use maybe a little bit more salt. Let me do that actually. Let's see what happens. Just a little, just a little touch. Yeah. When you put too much salt, it gets sweet also again. And I don't like that. When you put too much salt, it gets very salty. When you put like a little bit of salt, but too much for the concentration, it gets kind of like the sweet flavor, which is, I don't like it. So let's see. Yeah, it's good, perfect. So there you go. That's my secret water formula.